Hello lovelies and welcome to the channel. So today I have a plan with me video. I say that very loosely because to me this is more of an art journal, but more about that in one of my previous videos. I just want to have say a quick real sorry about not getting any videos up last week. I had a very sick little boy and yeah, I didn't get any creating done at all. And then just as I found he got a bit better and I found some time on the weekend, I was hit with a lovely migraine, so no crafting happening for me at all. But as promised, I am back with a planned video on Monday at the beginning of the week as opposed to the end of the week. And I'm hope to get back on schedule this week. So let's get started. This is my Dylusions Diary, and that's with a DY. And this is a cross between an art journal and a planner. And I say planner very loosely because to me it's more of a calendar. This isn't like any other planner video you've seen. There's not a lot of in-depth decorating planner-wise. Like I said, it's more of an art journal to me. And that is why I bought it, in the hopes that it would keep me engaged and on track with my calendar. Because I love to art journal, so I thought that aspect might help get me involved a little more. So I started by doing a very light coat of the Dylusions paints because, as you can see through them, and I was still planning on working with the page that was underneath. This diary comes with weekly spreads on one side and pre-made art journal backgrounds on the other side. Some are black and white like this one, others have very muted colors, so you can use it as a base. Or in my case, you can completely cover it up and go from there. Now, I went back in with a darker layer of the blue to cover up the chickens or the birdies because I'm not a big fan of the birdies. Sorry, Diane, my queen, no offense. But yeah, I couldn't work with them. So I decided to go back in with another layer of the blue, and as you can see, it covers it up really nicely. And this is what I'm using as my base. So I've started with the background page, added some colour, and as you can still see the leaves. I've gone into my stash and got some of my stamps that I have that match, and decide to use that as my starting point. I'm using archival ink because it's water resistant or waterproof, I guess, yeah. So it's permanent and waterproof. The other inks I have aren't really, and I didn't want anything to react because there's a lot of wet medium happening on here. Granted, it is dry, but I didn't want to take the risk. That's what I love about these paints. They dry very quickly, as you saw when I did the first layer. I didn't use my heat gun at all. It was dry pretty quickly, and that's what's awesome about these materials. So now I'm just, I've gone into my Dylusions stamps. Now, I haven't used them much, and I find that when I'm using my diary, this diary here, I stick to Dylusions products. I don't know if it's because I'm being loyal or if they all match. I don't know. This is what I tend to go for. So I've gone and gotten some stamps out, a phrase. I'm not the black sheep, I'm the tie-dyed one. And then this awesome girl with the really cool hair. Now I've got the really cool hair because, you should see my hair when I wake up in the morning. So I just thought she suited pretty well. I'm going through my stencils. This is how I store my stencils, in an A4 file folder thingy. What are they? Clear display folders. I also have a 12x12 one for my bigger stencils. This works for me pretty much. They're all, thrown in together. They're supposed to be in like patterns, but that doesn't really happen. But they are all in there. So yeah, and again, I've brought out my Dylusions stencils. Although this isn't a Dylusions stencil, this is one of my favorites. It is a bit hit and miss, as you can see when I use it. Sometimes if I use too much paint or anything, it doesn't work very well. But as you can see, I'm just wiping that straight off, and it hasn't messed with my colors at all. So I was quite happy with that. And then just going to reapply with a little less paint. I wanted to go for a thick covering of paint because I really wanted some bright white, but gotta go with what works. So just adding that around the pages just to give it a bit more contrast. I wanted to go for the cherry pie, the midnight, no, what is it? Not midnight, after midnight, and the black mostly, but then I wanted pops of white with this stencil as well. So now I'm going to go back in with my Artist Big Brush pen, my Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I love these, they're my favourite. And I just want to colour in some of those leaves. Now, it's about here that I realise I'm thinking too much because I really love the pattern inside the leaves, but I also wanted I wanted it to stand out more, so I went with some black, and I thought, do I do half black and leave half the pattern? Do I do it all black so it all matches? Thinking too much, so I just go ahead and just colour them all in. Then, as I'm doing this, I think, well, I can make those leaves up the top blending much better with what I've got happening down the bottom if I colour in some of those as well. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm also going to fill in some of the outline with my big brush pen, just so it all matches and, you know, sort of looks like I've drawn it. Yes, I'm cheating, but at least then it all sort of goes together and you can't tell that I've covered up a page with paint and then just stamped on top of it. If you haven't used the big brush pens before, they are waterproof. Once they're dry, they're into your ink, and there's really a lot you can do with them. There's a lot of videos out there on how to use these. They have there's different sizes, but the one I'm using is the big brush. So it has a really big brush tip on the end. I have a decent collection. I bought them as a set, so I was pretty lucky, but I do want to get some more. And yes, like I was saying, they're into your ink, so they're permanent when they're dry. I don't think they blend a lot, even when they're wet. I haven't really experimented with them, but they are really awesome to play with. They're great to journal with if you're an art journaler and do some lettering or script writing or anything like that. They do really well, as you can see, over the top of paint. And even up where I went over the white, I've killed many paint pens by using them too quickly because I'm a very impatient person. As you can see, I went over some white paint that wasn't quite dry, and I didn't kill my my big brush, so that was pretty cool. I've just gone over it again now that it is dry and coloured it in. You can't even tell that I did that, which is pretty cool. So I have cut out the part where I fussy cut out this awesome girl. I don't colour her in because, like I was saying, I wanted to go for the big contrast with the black and the white. So I'm just going to leave her as she is. And then I'm cutting out the quote, "I'm not the black sheep, I'm the tie-dyed one." Not really a statement at all. It's just the only one that I could find. Now, I could have sworn I had a collection of the Dylusions quote stamps, but I can't find them, so I'm going to have to look through my stash a bit better. So this is the one that I had, and I knew that I wanted to put a quote with my little image here, so I just went with it, just sticking that down. And then I'm going to start on the planner side of this whole planner video. Now, as I was saying before, I say planner very loosely when I use this. Now, it is marketed as a planner. I call it a calendar because it's not as pretty and decorative as a planner. I use it for the art journal side because I find that it will help keep me engaged in the whole calendar planner process. I'm the most unorganized person on earth. I forget everything. Writing it down does me no good because I'll forget to look at the list or the calendar that I've written down. I've tried planners in the past and I start out really great, and then I just sort of die off because I don't stick to doing them every week. So I use my phone. I put all our appointments in my phone, and I have an alarm go off to tell me when they're happening, because if I don't have an alarm, I'm going to forget. So I'm hoping that by using the art journal side of this every week, knowing that I have to get this video up on a Monday, doing the whole art journal page because we know how much I love art journaling, hoping that it keeps me engaged enough to stick to having a planner or a diary. So I say planner very loosely, but it is marketed as a planner. So just filling it in, using the stamps that come with it. Like I said, I don't decorate this half very much at all. I put the date, the day down, not the day, the date, and then I just go through and fill in what I have on that date at the time, and that's the extent of my planner decorating. It's tragic, I know, but look at the pretty art journal side, so that sort of makes up for it, I guess. All I did while I was yammering on is I've just gotten one of my black pens and outlined the quote up there just to help it pop off that background a bit more. And that's it for this page. I'm just going to finish filling in what I have for the day, for the week, and yeah. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy this series because I really enjoy doing the whole art journal calendar spread. So let me know what you think. I'll be back next week with another one of these videos. Stay tuned for the rest of the week for more. See you soon. Bye.